Hi, Carl Ridland here with some tips about part layouts. Now that you've done your scores and you're ready to extract your parts, let's talk about how to set up your parts. The most important thing to remember in part layout is that you're trying to lay it out in such a way that you're giving the performer a fighting chance to play your music perfectly the first time. Let's take a look at this violin part. You'll notice that in film music, the violins 1 and 2 are on the same part. This makes it easy to rebalance them from the stand should you need to. Say you think that the first part should be a little bit louder somewhere, you can always ask your seconds to play with your firsts, and it's real easy because it's already on their page. Another thing to notice is that when the first and the seconds don't play, the page goes to a single line, and then when they do come in again, there's a page break. That's this 2 little dashes here that shows you that a new set of instruments are entering. This will also happen on percussion parts as percussion instruments come in and out. You want to make everything nice and clear and easy to see for the players from a bit of a distance because they're not right up on this music stand. They have to have space in between them. Notice that the slightly faster is above just the firsts, not the firsts and the seconds. And the bar numbers are out of the way of the music. That's really important. They need to be on the page and clear, but they really need to be out of the way of the music. A bar number that has snuck up here and is in the way of, say, this crescendo could be missed, and it's just in the way. It covers up the crescendo, and it's more information for them to read. One of the ways to help the players play your music perfectly the first time is to phrase your parts, in the same way that we phrased our scores. If you'll notice, the musical phrases are grouped together in such a way that they make sense on the page. When the music is phrased properly on the page, it gives the players confidence to know where they are and know when they can look up at the conductor and when they can get information from the conductor that will be pertinent to what they're doing, and then glance back at their page and know where they are. If this was phrased this way, the player might not exactly know where he is when he comes in that thing that now looks like a pickup here, when it really isn't a pickup. The conductor will be conducting it in a much different way, and it'll make the player feel not so sure or not as confident of their entrance. When the music is phrased properly, the player can then, with confidence, look at the conductor and get information from him with regard to tempo, dynamics, styles, articulations, all those other things, and know that he can confidently look up and down from the page and know where he is. Here's a spot on the page where all the strings go to unison. It's understood that once you go to one staff from a 2-staff part and you've put your staff break marks in, that this is now a unison for all the strings to play. This now brings us to a really important place on the part, page 3, which is the first place we need a page turn. If we're looking at page 1 and 2, they're laid out with no page turns because they'll have 3 pages open on their stand. The end of page 3, right here, needs to have some sort of a rest or a break that they can confidently turn the page to page 4 and with ease know where they're going to be. Let's talk for a minute about phrasing versus spacing. In this phrase here, you'll notice that we're getting into a 16th note pattern. Had this been phrased this way, it just looks like it's getting too tight for the player to play effectively the first time. So it was better this time to space it out a little bit. Even if this isn't fully this phrase, it's better for the player to be able to see the notes clearly so he can play it accurately.